Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Den DBZ All-Star. I'm DBZ All-Star, or Steve if you prefer. Today, I wanted to do a special kind of video. Recently, people have been asking about tablets to utilize to read digital comics. And I will admit that up until recently, I myself did not own a tablet. I had begun researching tablets to purchase to improve my digital comic book reading probably 2.5 to 3 years ago, but it wasn't until mid-August 2025 that I actually finally pulled the trigger and made a purchase. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I wanted to move into a tablet for my digital comic reading and enjoyment, why I wound up choosing the tablet that you see the box before you. It's the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, what accessories I deem to be pertinent to enjoying my experience with the tablet overall, not just for reading comics, and what it has done for my reading experience. So, with that being said, I guess I'll start off with discussing why I wanted to move into a tablet format. At the end of the day, I am 99.999% positive that I am always going to be, first and foremost, a physical collector. So, I've tried before to step away from single issue comic collecting due to circumstances not necessarily within my control. It obviously did not stick. I think for things like Spider-Man, especially, I'm always going to be a single issue collector. Collected editions, yes, ease of format in terms of trade paperbacks and Epic Collections, the DC's Finest line that, thank goodness, launched last year from DC that has been brilliant. Omnibus collections, you name it. I love collected editions. It makes it so easy to read story arcs and runs. I love the fact that we live in a world where we have a variety of collected editions and a variety of formats in collected edition form to choose from. However, when I want to reread something, I want to say in 2018 or 2019, even though I had digital comic codes since Marvel started including those with their comic books in the early 2010s, I had never utilized them. I wasn't really reading comics in digital format. However, I signed up for Amazon's old style Comixology Unlimited platform because you could read Marvel, DC, independent titles, even manga on there, and it was great. I won't talk about what it's transformed into now because it is definitely not the same. However, I will state that Marvel Unlimited, despite it now being overshadowed by some of the features that have dramatically improved DC's platform, DC Universe Infinite, Marvel Unlimited was my next shot at reading comics in a digital format. And I will, on the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, showcase what the Marvel Unlimited app looks like. So loading up the screen there, you can see they've got the marquee at the top showcasing what they are interested in having you check out. Below that, if you've been reading, it shows the continued reading tab. You can see I've started rereading Astonishing Avengers, the Infinity Comics are exclusive to Marvel Unlimited subscribers. You see the New This Week tab, trending titles, or rather titles with the issues that are currently released that they can state are trending, recommended series, popular series, and so on and so forth. So that's Marvel Unlimited. And I've been utilizing that since pre-pandemic. I want to say that I've utilized the Marvel Comics app that they have since before this to read exclusive titles, but Marvel Unlimited was when I first really delved into utilizing Marvel's pay-to-read platform. I started out paying $60 for the annual plan. There are deals all throughout the year, and if you hit the right period of time to subscribe throughout the year, not only can you get a deal, but last year they gave out the reprint of the Venom Omnibus, also known as the Ven Omnibus Volume 1. So that was a pretty sweet deal. And when you load up a comic on here, we'll take the Astonishing Avengers comic. This is issue 2 as an example. You can see the artwork is vibrant. You can read the text. And we'll load up a standard non-Infinity comic here. This is X-Men issue 2 from the 2019 series. And I've got it set currently to pull up the full page. But you can switch to just a panel format as well. It's pretty fantastic. So I picked up a tablet to enhance my reading experience, because reading a comic on my Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, my apologies, which at this point is rounding up to being 6 years old. It's not that I am having trouble reading it, but the artwork doesn't really pop, and the dialogue bubbles, the speech bubbles, don't really pop as well as you would be reading a physical comic, or as if you were reading on a tablet such as this. So 2.5 years ago, almost 3, I started researching, and Samsung has a pretty great reputation with tablets. I did what I call 2 tours of duty, working as a Best Buy employee. So I was used to stocking tablets and selling tablets. So I had knowledge. I knew that even back then, Samsung was one of the best and most affordable. iPads are great. They're wonderful. You can do a lot with them. The interconnectivity between other Apple products with those tablets, it's great. But if you don't want to spend $1,000 on a new iPad or more, then Samsung is great. There are wonderful Lenovo tablets out there. Even the Chromebooks aren't bad. There are Kindles. There are Fire tablets out there. My recommendation, if you're looking for a tablet with the possibility of expandable memory, which I was interested in because I may eventually use this tablet for editing, just having the ability to find accessories that were easy to purchase and easy to find for a tablet, that appealed to me, including a tempered glass screen because I didn't want my fingerprints smudging up the screen, a stylus for my use and for my family's use to scroll through the screen, and compatible with the screen protector, as well as this case that you see it in here. Let me show off this case. All of this was purchased on Amazon, by the way. I know, Bezos, purchasing anything off the Bezos site can be a little scary when you can support small businesses. But this is a pretty nice case. This is, my apologies. This also has a keyboard in it. This box I just pulled away. Show you, it's just an empty box that the case and the keyboard came with. Also came with a charging cable. This is a tablet that runs off of USB-C. I believe I have the... Nope, did not put that in. Yeah, I have the keyboard, as you can see here, inside the Galaxy Tab case. I haven't really used the keyboard yet because both myself and my lady were typically just using it for reading. Me accessing Marvel Unlimited, DC Universe Infinite, the Shonen Jump app, and Global Comics. This is what's left inside of the screen protector. So we have a cloth, we have another cloth inside here, as well as accessories to assemble the screen protector and another screen protector. This came with too. I would say for the stylus, the tablet itself, the screen protector, and the keyboard case, I spent about $300. Obviously, you can find tablets cheaper than that. Amazon right now is running a special on a Kindle. I believe it's the 10 or 11 series. However, with the, I believe it was the 10 series on up, they do not have the option for expandable memory. They instead offered an expansion of their cloud service, which is great if you want digital storage. I'm not against that at all. But the second that runs out, then you have to pay for a higher level tier because storage can be expensive, whether you're storing something physically in a unit or you're storing something in the cloud. So getting back to this tablet, for those of us who are comic fans here, I will exit out of that and I will showcase what, because it's only fair, the DC Universe Infinite app looks like on the tablet. So, have dived back in. I'm rereading some of the absolute materials. We have the Ultra level latest releases. So, DC Universe Ultra is the top tier for DC. You get access to all the collected editions. You get access to the Vertigo that's not available in the standard subscription. And earlier this year, they made it available for $13 a month that you can pay toward the Ultra tier instead of paying for the annual, which was $120. So you do save more if you buy the annual. I don't mind paying month by month. You have the latest issues through DC Go, which is basically the infinite format that they utilize over at Marvel. You have trending series there as well. And we'll go over to Global Comics. The battery life on this, it's pretty great. If you're watching streaming, obviously it's going to, they just added Marvel. It's not as part of the gold plan. Everything being free. Some of the stuff is day and date available for purchase. Everything IDW currently is day and date for purchase. DC's on there. Again, some of the stuff is free with the gold plan. Some of it is day and date purchase. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this tablet. I love that one of the options through Amazon or through other services, if you don't want to pay for it all at once, which if you can afford it, go for it. But it does give you the option to use services such as Affirm, Klarna, OnePay, the Shop app, or there's a Synchrony option as well. You can use gift cards. And so far, I haven't seen this particular tablet sell out and stay out. Again, I kind of tracked this. Was originally going to buy it through Best Buy. They had a sale back in August on it through Amazon, so I wound up buying it there. But I really wanted to just make a short little video to showcase the tablet, explain why, and I guess I should move on to tell you how it has changed my reading experience with digital comics. I was already reading a lot. Every week, 12 a.m. Eastern, Monday, Marvel will put forth the next week of releases to read on Marvel Unlimited. For published comics that are in print, they'll be 3 months behind. So anything that came out in July will, by the end of October, be available on Marvel Unlimited, and so on and so forth. DC with the Ultra tier, anything published physically a month prior will end up on the DC Unlimited Ultra, DC Universe Infinite Ultra tier. Otherwise, it's 6 months behind. Global, I talked about already. I'm reading even more with this tablet because the artwork's vibrancy, I just feel more motivated. With the ability to read global comics through a day and date system with IDW, it's motivating me to read more IDW. Example, I'm a big Godzilla fan, but I wasn't reading a whole lot of the Godzilla comics. My primary corporate publisher overlords are, of course, Marvel and DC. I do read a lot of unlimited or independent as well, but the independent publishers, because there are so many, there wasn't really a centralized platform to do that. Global Comics gives you that, and due to their agreement with IDW, you get that material day and date. It's made it well worthwhile. So I will put links to all of these materials down in the description of the video. I want to thank New Spooey channel, also known as Spooey in the Near Mint Discord, for helping me get off my duff and for inspiring me to finally make this video that I've been thinking about making for probably about 2 months now, as I got used to and got really into enjoying this tablet. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. If you like this content and you want to see more showcased on this tablet, please feel free to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications for future content. Again, comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky as either #1 Animaniac or Animaniac1. I also have my TikTok labeled as DBZALLSTAR. That way I have a cross-platform commonality name. I am the affirmation administrator for the Omnibuds Cafe on Facebook. We are a community built through communication and collaboration without condemnation. If you're into manga, collected editions, single issues, things of the geek, we discuss those. You can find hot bargains and merchandise in the Omnibuds Cafe. So, at the end of the day, whether you're reading digitally or physically, do it comfortably and do it in a way that you can enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe, and be well.